Welcome to this brief video explaining the process definition in KuFlow. In KuFlow, we have several ways to define processes. Each process definition represents a workflow, a set of several interrelated tasks. A process definition is made up of several parameters. It is possible to use different engines to control the process execution, through the KuFlow engine based on temporal, through APIs and webhooks, through a diagram tool for the simplest cases, or even no engine at all. In the latter case, the sequence of tasks will be defined by the end user themselves during runtime. In the case of processes controlled by the KuFlow engine, it is necessary to define which application will be responsible for managing the workflow. You must also define the identifiers for the workflow and for the task queue. These identifiers will be used for communication between KuFlow and the workers that participate in the workflow. The metadata allows the use of global data at the workflow level, so they can be used for searches and visualization. User actions allow the definition of special actions at the process level. This feature allows greater flexibility and power in workflows, since they can be used for operations such as creating a new task on demand, starting a related process, or downloading a file. Permissions allow us to determine what each user can do through specific user permissions or through group permissions. We can define that a process can only be initiated by certain users or can be initiated by all members of our organization. We can define which users are process managers, which allows them to monitor all executions of this workflow and the related information. Finally, the administrator permission allows certain users to make changes to this process definition. A workflow is made up of a list of tasks. This list is only a definition of the tasks and doesn't determine their order of execution. The task flow can actually be defined in several ways. If the process definition is based on KuFlow engine, it will be the application worker that determines the flow of tasks. If the process definition has been defined using the diagram tool as the engine, KuFlow will follow the order stipulated in that diagram. If the process definition doesn't have any workflow engine defined, the order will be chosen at runtime by the end user. Each task is defined with a description and an identifier. Candidates are those users who can claim and perform this task. In the case of human tasks, we can define users or groups of users. Users listed as candidates on a task will have the option to claim it in order to perform it. In the case of automatic tasks, we will define which application will be in charge of assuming and executing it. Tasks can have several elements, which will be used for interaction with users, for asking and showing information. These elements can be of different types. They can be mandatory, read-only, and multi-valued. It is possible to define validations to make sure that the data entry is correct. We've reached the end of this brief overview of how the process definitions in KuFlow can be done. Thank you for your time. Have a nice day.